Welcome
Yeah, it sounds a
back to
wash.
our Better Angels. We're already quitting before we start. Uh,
Drop it.
so, besides the precursor, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, like, describing what words mean, we were, before mentioning that last session, we were traumatizing a child. So, we're going to pick up from right there, child trauma, which is not something I expected to be in the game, but here we are, Brent. Um, with that being said, the group is gathered on the second floor at the top of the steps, overlooking the foyer. Um, and the child has been told to stay inside of his room, last I remember. So once the
Yeah.
door
Yep.
is
That's
closed,
correct.
you kind of gather together. As mentioned, the uh, Riley has a duffel bag with a weapon in it.
And Amber.
Right.
We're out in the foyer.
No, you are above it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like out where we're at, basically. Okay.
We're on some sort of
I would
landing.
say,
Oh, yep.
are there any doors that we haven't checked yet up here?
Yes.
So far, you've checked this door and this door.
Is
I'm
this a
gonna
door?
go.
No, that is a light.
I'm gonna go
Get
to
over
the
here.
other side and go over there and check that other door.
Okay. You go over there. You open the door.
That is my character, right?
Uh huh.
Yes, sir.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Okay. While you're doing that, is anybody else engaging in any other activity?
I would like
I'm
to
gonna
check the
kind of,
sword.
I'm gonna shoulder check Riley as I pass him on the balcony here.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab some sheets out of the bedroom here and toss them over the side to the first floor.
Okay. I know what's going on. But yeah, the linens are quite heavy, cotton, so you feel pretty comfortable in what I presume you're going to be doing. Go to the railing, toss over the sheets. They are in a cluster, so they kind of fall with, a bit of weight to them, instead of kind of
Erica,
floppily kind of falling down.
don't get separated, Erica.
Riley, you head to the northern portion of the hallway you are in. Arthur walks to a wall and looks to the right, seeing Arnie kind of engaging with the door. Erica looks like she was heading north, but you stop her with your statement there. Is that fair to say?
Mhm. It is fair. Let's try to take as good notes as we can. This is definitely going to be publishable material.
I think you're right.
Okay. Riley, you are up by yourself there. You move to the door.
Yeah.
Okay. And you open the door.
Mm.
Okay. Upon doing so, bear with me here. Where is it? Found it. I need you to in your notes put um, cursed and then in parentheses witch's hex. When you pop the door open, you hear it kind of creak a bit, but you also notice that your hand on the door handle has something on it. When you lift your hand up to look at it, it's this very strange looking kind of uh, black, like kind of almost um, like halfway between transparent and opaque, kind of black liquid that has small bits of some sort of materia, like plant life, kind of seeds or twigs, kind of embedded in it, and it's now kind of on your hand, and it seems to have been kind of coating the doorknob.
Huh? I'll
Uh,
try to wipe my hand off on my pants.
Okay, yeah, it works.
And I'll
It doesn't change the fact that you need to, in your notes, put cursed witch's hex.
Yep. I will then continue into the room.
Okay. All right. Inside the room, a large double bed looks like it's being utilized. On the side of the bed is a book opened about halfway through. Nice looking chair. Seated in this chair is a gorgeous looking, probably adult to kind of older black cat that's kind of curled up neatly with its tail kind of just lightly kind of pacing. And there is a wardrobe south of you, as well as a door that looks like it would probably lead into like an ensuite bathroom.
I would like to try to pet the cat.
We'll get to that. Starting with, or going back to rather, Arnie, you go to the door. Do you open it?
I would listen outside and then open it. Yeah.
Quiet on the other side. You reach down, you grab a hold of the door handle, and you open it. And you're fine. Nothing crazy. Inside, and kind of describing very similarly to what you or what Brent saw, it is a room. Bed looks like it's been slept in. On the side of the bed, there are a couple of books. One looks like a magazine, actually. And then there is a chair. There is no cat in yours. It does look like there is a alarm clock on one of the bedsides, and it looks like the bathroom door to the bathroom that you're kind of looking upon actually has battered holes in it that allow you to see through and inside. It looks like the damage was done from your side of the bathroom. And you can kind of look in and see that even though it's not present on the map, but it looks like there's kind of smatterings of blood on the floor. It doesn't look like it's wet. It looks like it's kind of dried up.
I would holler back to the police officer and say, "Sir, I believe there was another incident over here."
And Arthur, you kind of look inside.
I'll head in that direction.
You can see that this room looks like there was really not much of a sign of a scuffle, but just kind of being inquisitive, you can see that it looks like the bed was kind of, the sheets were torn open, like the bed was kind of opened to allow someone to get out of the bed on its right side, so kind of heading towards the north side of the room. So your assumption is that someone was in this room, someone got in, and they tried to lock themselves in the bathroom for defense, and that failed.
So the door is damaged?
It is damaged. Yeah, you can just reach in, open it. It doesn't appear to be locked, but because of its damaging, it's not quite.
I'd like to do that, and you said that there are old blood stains?
Inside the bathroom, like on the
Right.
floor.
Are you
I'll
not
flip your
doing
mic
the
down,
right
Andy.
mic?
So sorry.
There we
It's
go.
okay.
Thank you.
It was way back there.
I can barely hear. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Sorry. So, are there any patterns to these old bloodstains? Footprints,
So-
handprints?
Couple of notes. When you come inside, you'll notice that it appears that most of it appears to kind of look like it's kind of splattered in a radius around the bathtub. The bathtub is a beautiful affair. It's a nice kind of like white clawfoot tub that has like a ring kind of connected to the ceiling that has a shower curtain that goes full around. And the shower curtain is drawn in such a way that you cannot see inside of the bathtub. But it looks like the blood splatter might have engaged outwards from the bathtub.
I'm going to take my cane, and I'm going to use it to
Pause.
stand a little bit away and open it. Like
Okay,
this.
so
Pause.
we've got you on a point of interest, so we're going to continue to kind of cut from folks and make sure we're in the same location. Erica, you do not make any moves inwards or outwards. Arnie's looking like he's kind of engaging with the cop across the hall, or rather across the foyer's open expanse. And it looks like he's probably already downstairs at this point, right, Zach? You were heading down there to cover up the body. Is that
That was the plan, yeah. So I can be downstairs by then.
okay?
If he's shouting at me, I can
Yeah.
still be in earshot.
You'd basically be picking up the sheets when Arnie comes over to like.
I would have wanted, as I was passing by, sort of speak through the door to Derek, say, I understand you're upset. Please don't go anywhere near the kitchen. I might come speak with you again if you'd allow me.
There's no reply.
That's fair. But yeah, covering the 2 bodies in the front room.
You're
Okay.
telling a child where to not go.
So
That is going to have the child want to go there.
let me
Well.
put this specific so we can see if there's a diversionary here. Okay, Zach. So when you get down to the bottom of the steps and are basically picking up the sheets to go and begin the job, that's when Arnie's kind of yelling down to you. So at that point, you can either leave the sheets, go upstairs and deal with what Arnie's talking about, or you can go and continue the job you had planned.
I definitely want to cover up the creature
Okay. So once
at the very least.
once you get into that room, and I'll kind of snap us back down to there, but you'll
I'll put
notice that
myself in.
there is a new presence in the room,
If I can.
and there appears to be a person standing over the thing, and this person, from what you can see of, you presume her, is that her hair is kind of like gray white with strands kind of loosely kind of torn out of a just prominent bun on the top of her head, and she appears to be ladling up with like a very large kind of soup ladle the thing and putting it into a big steel bucket or steel pot. And so you're kind of walking in the midst of this old lady, picking up the guy.
So she's down here?
Yeah,
Over the creature?
Yeah, she's basically scooping up the creature and putting it in.
That's a lamp on the desk. I thought that was another token. I'm sorry.
I'll have a token here in a second.
This
Sorry.
this right here I thought was a token of a very spindly thing.
Well, she's kind of spindly. She looks like she might weigh.
I'm getting the vibe. Yeah, I draw on her. Drop it.
She looks up at you and she says, I'm sorry. Who are you?
Dan Dukes. Drop it. I will not say it again.
Oh, that's fine. If you really wish for it to go to that, I don't mind. It's foolish of you, however. So much going to waste here.
Put it down. Explain to me what you're doing.
I heard you.
Arnie, downstairs.
She puts the ladle into the into the pot and sets it near the body, and just kind of annoyed, staring at it, stands up. And her movement is a bit strange, right? So, the best way I can describe it is she has the grace of a ballerina, but the frame of a very kind of what you would presume wouldn't be lithe or athletic, kind of almost decrepit.
Yeah.
Vampires.
It's one of these.
She stands up and kind of looks at you, and then kind of slowly raises their hands.
You hear me beating on the door.
Oh, the door's open.
Oh, it closed. I
What?
thought you meant to do that. The door that I was upstairs in, it
Oh.
closed me in the room. I thought you meant to do that. I was
No,
like,
no.
oh no!
No.
And he yelled
That
for
would have
me.
been
I was
fun.
like, what?
You kind of stepped outside and yelled over to the cop, and then kind of watched as Arthur kind of went into that bathroom, right? So you headed downstairs. So you would be coming down from downstairs and then kind of making your way.
Okay, yeah. I was like, oh wow, John's on it. He did that
No.
quick.
That door, I think, was
That would be
closed
fine.
from last time. You guys closed that door because this is the first floor. We switched floors.
Yeah, I accidentally dragged my character model to the edge of the map on the right.
Okay.
I had to fix it.
So Arnie heads downstairs. So cutting back to upstairs, because again, we need to make sure that temporally we're all kind of moving at the same thing, because effects could affect other people's effects. So Arnie just walked away and headed down the steps. Elizabeth. What is Erica doing in response? Arthur's going in. You can hear the starts of the sounds of metal rings on metal bar kind of shifting as that curtain's being drawn.
Lots of blood.
Muted if you're saying something.
I just said,
Oh,
Oh, well, that's an appropriate
He's
response.
snacking and thinking.
she'd probably start heading. Oh, gosh.
Erica.
Well, hold on. You're doing the slow beat. You're probably not going to, because
All right, that's
we
fine.
have the horror scene locked in.
Yeah.
We got like 2.5 horror scenes left.
I know.
Yeah.
I think it's a solid
There's a
3.
lot
Brent's
going
up
on.
there, kid in the rain, got a new curse.
I think I'd probably stay up here.
Okay. So you kind of stay
Because-
kind of in between, so
Yeah.
you can see into the broken doors, and you can see down outside into
Yeah.
the foyer. Perfect.
And like her notebook's out.
Okay. Brent, which hand do you use to pet the cat? Your dominant hand? Just like you did with the
Yeah,
door?
it'd be the right hand. Yeah.
The cat immediately furls up, like snaps into a like horrifying kind of like cat posture, and will slash at your hand. D3.
Would it have done that if it was his left hand?
The hand that was got the curse on it would have been the trigger.
Oh, it's just a cursed hand. Okay, I thought it was cursed.
Well, the whole person is cursed, but it's very noticeably cursed.
It's concentrated. In
It
the
still
hand.
smells like curse, right?
Gotcha. Fresh.
I'm gonna need that on all of me.
Curse
Is he
content.
able to dodge to try to avoid injury?
I mean, you can attempt to dodge. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm going to need an extreme success on that, though.
Okay. That didn't.
Okay.
Damn, that's a high dodge.
Yeah, I put it at 97. I put
You're
all
like
the points on it.
dodgeball champion of the world.
Damn.
The cat will
See
slash
dodgeball.
you hard enough to do 2 points of damage. Which again, like a knife does like a D3, I think. So just understand how sharp the cat's claws are and how precise it goes. It cuts.
Kind of like down your elbow all the way.
Yeah, it cuts like
Yeah.
straight. It's not even on the back side either. Like you're kind of reaching for the cat, and it kind of like jumps up with its back feet and rakes across your like wrist, and like also claws onto the back of your hand. So as you kind of move your hand away, it's like mangled and bloody.
Ugh.
And it immediately will, after the disappear, and you can make a spot hidden to see if you saw where the cat went.
Yeah.
Okay, so just a heads up for everybody else. At the moment that you have the gun pointed at her and Arnie is coming up behind you, keep that in mind. And Erica, at that moment where Arnie disappears from view, entering into the western wing of the house, out of the foyer, and at the very second that Arthur's pulling back the curtain to reveal what's behind it, which I'm going to tell you here in a second. I know you're sitting on the edge of your seat. You hear
This is edging, Andy.
this is what edging
Oh,
is.
this is edging. Oh,
Here it is.
This
prolonging the pain.
or
or something.
other.
Something like that.
So,
Prologuing.
Can we
correct.
drop it?
Yes, we can.
It's an educational moment.
Edge,
No.
vocational.
Stop.
Really?
She has to
Truly?
drop it.
Anyway, I had the pun. Okay, sometimes you just have to. Anywho, the cat cry out, the very harsh cat sound, which I think everyone's very familiar with, right? Like we've all heard a cat just go
Sure.
absolutely
Yowl.
buck wild. Yeah, it's like a massive hiss and yowl kind of combo. That happens.
Do we all hear it?
Everybody hears it throughout the entirety of the house. It is a very
Okay.
loud cat sound. So again, you can just narratively, if you have a response to that, like you can take it, but there's nothing mechanically that's doing anything to you off of that.
And it just like disappeared.
Well, Brent doesn't know where the cat went, but the cat sound just happened and then it's gone.
Oh.
An echoey house.
But I would have seen the cat.
You might have seen the cat.
Because
If
like
it
I'm
ca-
just in the doorway.
If it came this way. So you're across the hall from
okay.
it. He's all the way
Yeah.
up here. So Yeah, the cat, if it ran out of the hallway, for sure, but if it's still in that room, I'm not telling you which way or the other because I don't want Brent to have insight onto the potential state of the cat.
Fair.
Okay, so Zach, back to you and to Chody. So Arnie and oh god, why is my brain not working? Stan, the two of you are kind of.
I forgot it too.
I knew it was Detective Dukes, but I was like less syllables, and it caused more work. But the two of you are basically kind of next to one another when that happened. So, how would you like to engage?
I'll take the narrative bait and sort of like take a step back and sort of look over my shoulder. But otherwise, yeah, I'm still fully
Arnie.
got her in my sights.
I really don't think I would care about the cat, to be totally honest. It's an animal in the house. I see a person that he just yelled about, so I'd be scared. So
Okay.
I'd be focused on the lady.
So, Arnie, when you come into this room, you recognize her. You feel like you've seen her before. Something about her presence is familiar to you. It's almost like you've seen her before in this house.
But I've never been to this house before.
However, there have
You
been
saw something when we first got here.
2 occasions where you saw something that others didn't. And it was always a person. One other person has also seen the shadow of the lady.
Yeah.
I think I did maybe.
But yeah, but you walk straight up on her. She doesn't look familiar to you.
No, like I think I encountered like the shade
Yep.
of a person eluding us.
That was in the kitchen, correct. Same spot that Chody kind of sensed it.
I don't remember.
Remember when you were in the hallway on the first floor and you started kind of chasing shadows?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, but you're not
That's Mrs.
you're not
Shadow.
keying that in character. I want to make sure like the player
Okay. Yeah. No. Cool. We're
in
play it
character.
like we were then.
She looks familiar. You don't
Nice.
know why. She seems like go back to Chody who forgot.
Yep. Nope. We're good.
This
Hey, there's a
this
lady
guy know how to
here.
stay in character or what?
Professional. Okay, so with that said, she has set the ladle down. It is inside of the bucket, which is maybe like a quarter full with the creature, and she has her hands kind of up to the side, kind of looking at you with a not happy, kind of like old lady look on her face.
So you run the kitchen here?
I cook on occasion, yes, for the guests.
Were you feeding the boy and his father that were upstairs? They mentioned you.
Yeah. You mean Derek?
Yeah, that's very kind of you to keep them safe and fed in such a
Well,
scary place.
hopefully the boy is better at following the rules around this house than his father, and she gestures down at the corpse.
Does he have any other family that you could reach out to help him? Or
Oh, no, it's fine. I don't mind raising a boy. It wouldn't be the first time.
that would curl me back a little bit. Wait a minute, what?
I really like I want to press for more questions, but I would not mind shooting this lady. You want to tell me what you're doing with the bucket?
Well, I'm making sure this doesn't go to the waste. The longer we talk, the more of it seems to just evaporate.
What is it?
Well, it's meat.
You were feeding this to the boy upstairs?
Oh, no.
Feel like there was plenty of room for further explanation.
Well, I feed them what I can find when I go hunting.
What's your name, ma'am?
It's not important.
I'm afraid it is.
Is it? Do you think it is? I don't.
Positive.
I don't. It's so long. I think it best remain forgotten.
All right, ma'am. Place your hands behind your back on suspicion of murder, we'll say. There is a dead body in her kitchen. I had to piece things together. And I'll step up to her.
And extreme creepiness, you're under arrest.
And being a cannibal vampire.
You do understand that you're playing at folly here, correct? I will follow your attempts at being a good citizen, but the town of Nelson isn't one that will care much for your jurisdiction. The people who have come to take this place as their own will certainly not care if you are in charge. I've offered some wayward souls like yourself protection here in the old master's home. If you do not want my protections and you wish to play at these farcical games, we can certainly continue. And she turns around with her hands behind her back.
I holster my gun. And I will approach with handcuffs that I have.
She does not resist you. You put handcuffs onto her person.
Perfect. Miranda rights?
Yeah,
What
feel
year was
free.
that?
I don't know.
Was that a
Probably
thing?
Miranda rights.
I feel like it was like the 60s.
A lot of things happened in the 60s.
1966, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no.
Shit.
Yeah, fuck it. You're under arrest.
You have no right to...
1966
TBD.
excellent year.
Yeah.
You have no fucking rights. I was about to shoot you in your own fucking house.
Hey, police work was a little more, hair of the dog kind of situation, but also a lot less shooting people in their own house situation. Maybe Stan Dukes ain't such a bad cop.
Oh, it's so fucking great.
Anyway, yeah, she's in my custody. Yeah, I'm gonna walk her out of the room
Okay.
towards the foyer, I guess.
She'll look at Arnie and she says, "Please be a dear and just scoop up as much of that you can into the pot, please."
His jaw will just drop at her and be like, "What?"
She'll be taken out into the foyer. So back upstairs because this is before that happens.
Arnie, if you wouldn't mind,
Yes,
some sheets
sir?
on the ground by your feet. Would you throw those over the? Good man.
Yeah. He'll try to put it on.
So before that happens, before they come back outside, Arthur, you peel back the curtain.
Yeah.
You reveal the sight of what appears to be a person in a state of decay that would make you think that it's been here for a while. It looks like they have been stabbed into profusely. At least a dozen, if not more, times with what appears to have been a very sharp object. Looks like there's some tearing, some raking, but the state of them is just kind of twisted and discarded into the bathtub. In fact, in moving the curtain, you caused one leg to kind of like flop in such a way that it's kind of like just over the edge of the.
Ugh.
Gross. Let's see. Erica, come in
Yeah.
here. And he would pull out his pull a camera out of his bag and start taking pictures of the scene.
You see the scene.
Ugh. Good test.
But
It is good. Yes, indeed.
Before you enter in, and also while you're standing there, you're noticing that there's no scent. It smells perfectly clean. So that normal kind of mentality of like seeing something so graphic and expecting kind of like a sensory kind of combination with it, that's not present. It smells like a very clean bathroom.
Does it smell like bleach?
No. I mean, I guess that was a pretty prominent cleaning product back then, like in the 50s. But I would say that it just smells like clean. Doesn't smell like there's an excessive amount of like that product.
Nobody overdid it cleaning it.
Right.
Right.
Gotcha.
But there's a body decomposing.
Which should smell awful.
Yeah.
So she'll do the whole, oh, grotesque, and then just kind of like sniff the air
Perfect.
curiously, like, what's going on? And then she'll take a little note in her notebook to like indicate that like there's clearly a body and Arthur's taking pictures of it, but it smells like a bathroom.
So the two of you are kind of looking at it, taking photos of it, inspecting it. You can choose one of two different options for rolling. And depending on your choice, will determine the information I'm going to give you. So you can choose to roll either spot hidden or occult.
Ooh.
I'm gonna choose to roll occult.
Okay.
I was gonna do spot hidden.
All right. So the two of you go ahead and roll your rolls.
Damn.
You're free to spend any luck.
I am going to spend
A reasonable amount of luck.
14 luck to get. Oh fuck! I only have 9 luck. I don't have that much luck. Oh well.
You only have 9 luck?
Is that right, John? Can I only have 9
You
luck?
spent a shit ton of luck.
Since the beginning of the
when?
whole thing,
Yeah.
but that doesn't recharge
It
after
doesn't
from the very
recharge
beginning.
until like a beat. And
Oh wait! I spent luck since we started this new campaign.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
First session, people were spending luck like crazy.
All right.
You spent
all
luck
right.
for a gunshot, if I remember correctly. I'll go back and watch
Possible.
it to be sure, but yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. That's fine. So I didn't get it.
Okay.
I didn't either. I don't have enough luck
That's a
to
lot of luck.
get it.
So-
I have 70 luck.
What you will notice,
Not reach.
and it's kind of like beyond you, and you're not sure what it means, Arthur, is that the body seems to have been cut and arranged in a specific way. And you just can't, like, it's right on the tip of your brain, like there's something here that's kind of like, but it's not popping. The person looks like the youngest adult in the picture book.
Yeah.
And yeah, for the spot hidden, you do notice that there are blood handprints and kind of like blood markers on the window beside the bathtub. That looks like there might have been an attempt in vain to try and open that window to potentially escape a attacker.
Right. Seems like they were attacked and I suppose left here?
It seems so. The strange thing is that this body is not decomposing the way that it should.
Not very chilly in here, so I don't know that it's the weather. It also smells way too fresh in here.
Any understanding of the way that bodies become fossils, that this is not it.
Very curious. Maybe we can find something else in the house that would explain it.
Perhaps we could join up with some of the others.
I think that's wise. It seemed like there was a tussle in the kitchen.
Yeah, then I heard that strange cat screech.
Okay.
Terrifying.
So we could head that way.
So before that,
Okay. Still in the bathroom?
Riley, you get clawed.
Yep.
Your hand's kind of bleeding. You kind of quickly reach over for a pillowcase, kind of just drag it
Yeah.
off and like wrap it around your hand to kind of like staunch the bleeding a bit. looking around the room, it's still, entirely your pleasure.
Yeah, I'll look at the wardrobe first.
Okay. You open it up and kind of look through it really quickly, kind of just shuffling through, and it seems to be filled with a lot of old lady clothes. Like, just think kind of like, a woman in the 50s wearing clothes from the 30s or 20s. It all has kind of a smell of,
Mothballs.
yeah. And, yeah.
Okay. Then I'll check this door out to the bathroom.
Yep. Smart lad. Looks like a bathroom. Looks like it has a very ornate looking clawed foot bathtub as similar to the other one, and no dead bodies or anything in this one. Very clean smelling, and no reason for you to imagine any dead bodies at this point.
Okay. The last two things I'll do is I'll check under the bed for the cat, and then I'll also check the book.
Okay. Roll. Roll a dodge roll, and do so with a penalty. So roll the penalty die. Okay. So a cat comes flaring out at your face, and you very quickly get your head up. You see a cat's claws kind of rush out. Then you hear like a very sudden kind of scraping against the floor, and you would see a black shadow of a cat rush out on the north side of the bed, and then rush out the door.
We'll pet that cat.
Try, bud.
Uh,
Got him on the
will.
roof.
Turns around. Are you still messing with a cat?
Because I didn't get to do it in a kind of organic way, I just want to make sure that the curse is notated, since the effects will be more mechanical than anything else. You cannot spend or gain luck points until the curse is over. If there is a chance for you to have a luck roll, that chance is halved.
So you can spend luck points.
Always apply a penalty die to characteristic rolls, not skill rolls, characteristic rolls. And there's a 75% chance, a 25% chance for a gun to jam anytime you use it. Spells also have a chance of falling apart, but you don't do those yet. This lasts until a set time, or a removal, or you die.
And what does he gain from the curse?
No, it's all
A
bad. It's all
really
bad.
cool
Yeah.
cursed
But
hand.
do I have a cool hand now?
It is bleeding.
That is the Brent way.
Who's
Then
got
I will
strength?
look at the book.
Okay, the book is the book, the Bible. It is a King James
I
version.
lost interest and walked out the door. After the cat.
Okay, so cutting back to Arthur and Erica, you were walking out into the foyer, kind of balcony area, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll go ahead and grab our victim. So you would be coming out just as they're kind of getting into the foyer with the old lady in handcuffs situated. And you would also see at this point a black cat slowly making its way down the stairs north of them. And eventually Arnie will make their way that way too. Okay? So you kind of stop and see the scene. Officer, you notice them above. Detective, rather, you notice them above. And you'd also notice the cat coming down the steps.
Besides you, the boy, and his father, who or what else is in this house?
Well, that's a hard question to answer right now, because I haven't really done a head count. What do you mean, living here permanently, or
Bodies.
even still
That you're aware of.
Even still a hard question to answer, really, since I'm not allowed downstairs by the master's decree.
Where's your master?
What's downstairs.
The master left a long time ago. He left through the gateway in the backyard.
Like to Nelson.
No, I don't think so. I believe he said something about a town named Bico.
Never heard of it.
Oh, we have from from upstairs.
No, they haven't. It's all Nelson.
No.
Erica has her hand.
Oh wait.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh
I
wait,
think it's
that's,
only Arthur.
That's Nelson, right?
No, Arthur doesn't even know
Oh,
about
okay, okay.
Bico.
Bico and Nelson are the same town, different names.
Oh, see, I'm confused.
It's
Good.
okay.
That's
Already.
the plan.
Some weird interdimensional BS happened, I think.
That's
It's not
right. That's right.
interdimensional. It's not.
All right.
It's so great. Once you see it, it'll be great.
Multiverse.
It's not that either. It's wonderful. So,
How about you tell me about the guy dressed like Bill Jones that darted out the back door the moment he saw me?
well, it was two men and a child that came in. I set them up with rooms, two on the western wing upstairs and one on the eastern wing. Far away from everything, but unfortunately relatively close to the master's bedchamber. At about that time, you would see the black cat kind of nuzzle its face against her ankle and start kind of moving around her legs.
I'll sit her on the steps next to the cat.
Oh, I can stand, it's fine.
If the cat's like following.
Yeah, she says, I can stand, it's fine, I don't mind.
Hey, Zach. I think that John had said that the body was Bill's, so whoever left probably wasn't Bill.
Yeah,
And who's
we
in the
don't know who that
bathtub?
is yet.
So it was Bill,
I don't know about a bathtub yet.
Bill, Barrett, and the son, Derek. I think Barrett was Bill's brother. I didn't pay much attention. They came into the house much the same as you, through a window, unwelcomed. I, at first, thought to send them along their way, but something in the boy's eyes, terror, fear, something horrible had happened to them, I think. They talked on and on about the lights, the angels of Nelson. And I told them, oh, I know what you speak of. Those foolish Pinkertons. Toiling with what they don't understand.
You told me Bill had trouble following your rules,
Oh, Bill was
and that's why he's no longer with us.
Bill was a bit of a line pusher. He was told not to go into specific places in the house for fear of problems arising. And, well, based on what we saw in the antechamber there, it seems that he, foolishly was seen.
Coming down the stairs, Arthur is probably hearing all this, and when he hears word of those Pinkertons, he would say, "What foolish thing did the Pinkertons do?"
Well, they moved in.
They moved in.
Uh-huh. That's right. Oh. I'm sorry. You haven't shaved in a while, but welcome back, Master.
Says that to me?
Yeah.
To Arthur?
You know her?
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
Oh, no. That's not good. She, kind of...
So just out of character, just to be super clear, Arthur never knew Biko to be Biko. He always knew it to be Nelson. That's what you told me at the beginning of the
correct,
campaign. Okay.
Correct. This
So when
character
Biko is mentioned, he's confused.
Right. And this
Right.
character...
Got it.
Yeah, 100% identical
So he's not
to...
following what's going on in her brain right now.
That's right.
Got it.
So, that's so strange. Or maybe you're a sibling or relative. There's no way that the master was able to be intruded.
Intruded?
Oh, yes, intruded.
What do you mean?
Here in Nelson, there's a problem of proximity, I suppose. You haven't looked into any mirrors of late, have you?
Oh, shoot. So Arthur would say, not of late, but that was a big problem 30 years ago.
Well, that's about when you moved here. Well, the person I think you are moved here. It sounds like I'm confused.
Is that when the first mirrors came out? Did they not work right?
Oh, remember from the first. So I cut his out of
No, no,
character.
no.
It.
Pause.
No?
He's in character. He's in character.
Oh, he's in character.
Yeah.
He's saying that she's from so
Okay.
long ago that mirrors weren't like
Got it. Sorry.
mirrors
Work
yet.
right. Got it. Yeah. There we go.
They're from the 20s.
Yeah.
Back in those days.
And my guy is only 20, so he's dumb.
He says things like skibbity toilet riz.
Brett just nodding quietly.
He does use good lingo. He does.
What do you mean you didn't have a radio?
Riley, you come to the steps at this point. It looks like the rest of the group has kind of assembled in the foyer with an old lady who's in handcuffs that the cat seems to be partial to. When you
the cat!
When you come downstairs, the cat, you would notice a distinct change in its posturing, and it kind of like hisses and hides behind her so far as it is between, or she is between Riley and the cat. And it's like a loud hiss that stops everybody kind of from talking or thinking. It's like one of those, okay, this is about to be bad kind of situations.
I don't know why this cat doesn't like me.
Oh no. Did you go somewhere you weren't supposed to?
I've been looking in all the rooms.
Oh,
I think I found yours by accident. You look like you're wearing the clothes that were in the wardrobe.
fair enough. And you just let yourself in, did you?
It was unlocked, so
Does not mean it was welcoming to your entry. I hope you enjoy what you've earned with that. She looks.
I didn't really get a lot. It was kind of an empty room.
She looks down to the cat and kind of not able to kind of gesture with her hand because it's behind her back. Says, "It's okay. Don't worry. It will be fine, Snookums. Go. Go." And-
Sorry, Snookum sounded like him either.
After gesturing, the cat will kind of slowly and then quickly move into the space where the dead bodies were.
Pet that cat someday.
Have a feast.
I don't think you will.
Cat's
And I
gonna.
trust you not to be. Go ahead.
I
Sure,
want to put off
before I make a
vibes that I
decision.
do not want the cat to come near me.
No, it'll move around you, Arnie, yeah.
Okay, but I just want to make sure it knows that I do not want it to pay attention to me.
Okay.
I see what he's doing.
So it starts loving you. I got it.
Yeah,
doing-
there we
He's
go.
doing the Jeremy trick, except he doesn't want that.
Trick. Okay. It does not. It goes into the other room, Arnie. And if you kind of keep your ear close to that section, since you just came out of there not that long ago, it does sound like something is being kind of lapped at.
Oh, it's having a feast. A fancy feast.
An eldritch fancy feed.
Yep.
So
So
beyond Bill, Derek, and Barrett,
Mm-hmm.
there was no one else.
and
staying
yourself.
here, no.
There's a woman.
Well, there's a disembodied head and matching body in your kitchen,
Yes.
if you
right.
can believe it.
No, I do. He shouldn't have come back, even if he was looking for his brother.
Pinkerton?
Yes.
Hmm.
No, we did ID that guy.
Mhm.
We had a
Jonathan
name
Bryce.
for him. I can't
Jonathan
remember.
Bryce.
Yeah.
Jonathan
Bryce
Bryce.
Jonathan.
That sounds right.
Mind telling me why you were brining his head?
No, well, because he wasn't welcome here. If he wishes to remain here, then he'll have to do so in a more
Digestible fashion?
well, no.
Scrumptious manner?
It was my hope that after I stuck him like a pig and then put him to cook, served him to our guests, they would shit him out and he would remain here.
Cannibal
beneath the
vampires.
house.
And just who were you feeding Mr. Price to?
Well, Barrett and Derek and Bill.
So- Boy?
Yeah, I was
He's
awful
just
close to taking these handcuffs off, but that's just not happening.
How dare you?
How dare I? What do you mean, how dare I? What happens in this town is much worse than that. If a little cannibalism is about to set you off, then I do suggest you leave as quickly as you can.
Who was the woman in the photo book? We know who the rest were.
Well, she's smarter than her relatives, for certain. Hopefully she's protecting the child.
He's in his room alone.
Yeah, he's.
No, not that child. The child in the photos.
Ah, gotcha.
So
Those
she's
photos
elsewhere?
decades old.
Two questions at the same time. I can't.
Go with Elizabeth. She's elsewhere.
What was your question?
So she's elsewhere?
I suppose she's not here. And she hasn't been here for me to deal with her.
For a while, right?
Right. So, I'm sorry. You mentioned Bryce. I'm assuming you found his brother.
Can't say we have. Mind fessing up anything else?
Upstairs in the bathroom. Looks towards.
Oh. Is that who that was?
You didn't.
What was his name?
You didn't disturb his positioning, did you?
I don't think so.
Why would that
Looks at
matter?
Arthur.
Oh, just folly after folly. I apologize. Looks directly at Detective Stan and says, "You've come into a place that has a number of working parts to it, and your buffoonery has caused issue. If you don't mind, we've played long enough at your game. You can unlock these cuffs so I can go and fix what you've ruined."
No, ma'am. I believe 2 counts of murder and cannibalism. I think that earns you at least a longer stay in a pair of cuffs.
You can continue to play your game. That is fine, but I assure you, if you really do wish to play that game, I don't think the powers that be here in Nelson are going to be too kindly towards you unless I'm there to tell them and vie for you not to be harmed. You've already.
Sounds good. You're coming with me.
I'm not going.
We got your master too, isn't that handy?
You aren't going to win my favor by keeping me keeping me in cuffs and not allowing me to fix the problems you've made for me. So I will probably laugh over you as they are shooting you with their weapons and perhaps doing more horrible things to some of you. You've seen them already in the woods, haven't you?
Yeah, the folks eyeing us on the road.
Bandits?
The intruders.
Sure.
Well, if you wish
So-
to take your time with that, that's fine. I offer you no more help. And she kind of
Were you
just,
protecting this place from them?
yes, that's why the
Oh.
boy and his father and the other one thought it a safe place to be.
Until
Nice.
you
I'm assuming
killed them.
I did not kill Bill or Barrett.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then you just killed the one,
No, I
or
killed.
it was two.
And
Two.
fed a man to them.
Yeah.
I've
You stuck
fed-
him like a pig. You said.
Yes. Off
Mhm,
the Pinkerton, of course. You would do
Of
the
course you-
same.
Oh no.
Oh.
No.
Then you are certainly not the master.
Uh,
You know what they do. They've done it here, and they have caused great harm to fall upon the people of Nelson. And now,
Stan,
is
I need
the
to have a
master-
conversation with us without this person present. Could one of us watch over her? We need to talk.
What about? What are you?
I,
She's
something,
under arrest.
Yeah, I understand, but I'd like to have a conversation that she does not hear.
Did you like handcuff her to the railing? I don't know.
I'm not leaving this lady by herself. I don't know what she's capable
How
of.
about young Riley?
She was
can
scooping
you-
up a
can
dead
you-
body into a pot moments
Can
ago.
you watch over her? Handcuffed to.
Okay, I'm gonna walk out of earshot, but I've my eyes on that woman.
That's fine. That's fine.
You could watch her from
And
the balcony.
And I would call the others over as well, and then I would explain what happened in the town. I'm sorry, it was not Miskatonic, right? It was it Miskatonic?
It's the university.
Yeah, at the university, and especially with the changing of the like he had to lose his. I'm sorry, he had to he basically pretended he was dead, and he was right. Isn't that the idea?
Arkham? No. He won.
Oh, that's right. He won. Shit. Okay, so I'm totally confused because I thought what was happening was that the bad Arthur had won and had sort of established himself as a master here.
There is no bad Arthur.
There's no bad Arthur.
There's just
Okay.
Arthur.
Now I'm totally confused. Okay, all right. There's just Arthur.
There's just Arthur.
Just Arthur.
There was an intruder when you dealt with it in the mirror. That happened, but you beat it. It did not win. So that's
So
the
I
change.
would at least tell that story, and say I wonder if this intruder is this thing that she's calling the master.
Like it came back even though you defeated
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. I can think of nothing else.
But real quick, I just want to make sure point of order because for Zach
Yeah.
this might be perfect.
Am I misunderstanding this, John?
No, you're doing great. But he explains the scenario and explains to you that a doppelganger of him that was some sort of demon or thing came out of a mirror and it was called an intruder. And this lady just said the town is filled with intruders.
And as part of that conversation, Arthur would also mention that at the time the Pinkertons were nosing around trying to gather up artifacts, and it seemed like for their own purposes, which seemed kind of shady. So that would kind of relate to what this lady said about the Pinkertons messing around, fooling with something that they didn't understand.
I was under the impression that the Pinkertons were intruders themselves. Or is that not the case?
I think when he's talking about intruders, he's meaning the mirror
Like
creatures.
doppelgangers, things that don't belong here.
Yeah.
But
Intruders. I thought that
Oh, you mean that
they
those
had
Pinkertons
infiltrated
were
the Pinkertons.
Yeah. So there was.
Are you saying this in character? What
Yeah.
you just said?
No,
Zach, in
what I
character?
just said? No.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
So we're just trying to add his
In character, I
understand
have no
what's
fucking
happening.
clue what he's talking about.
Okay.
You beat the master 30 years ago.
Mhm.
This lady was loyal to the master?
I don't know. She seemed to recognize me as the master. I've never seen this lady before. I've never been to this house before. Whatever gruesome things have happened here, I would never countenance. I would
You
never
know,
countenance.
didn't you know a rebels?
Yeah, the name that name Rebels was associated with the with the mirrors. With the mirrors.
Well, is there
Uh,
not a the book that we found
yeah,
on woodworking?
yeah. I mean, this place was where I initially, just on the outskirts of where we found the mirror in this town, which I've always known to be Nelson.
Right. Out of character. I didn't write it down, so maybe I'm completely misremembering it. But did we determine that this is where this is the rebels' home, or
Yes.
no? We did. Okay. Let me write that in.
So they were the
So
elder rebels. Gabriel was the one that was responsible for the woodworking
yes.
and for the making of the mirror. Well, I'm not sure if he made the mirrors, but
did.
he certainly. Okay,
Yeah, so what we know
right.
about Gabriel is he crafted mirrors that seem to have some power of creating um, doppelgangers or things that would take over people's bodies.
Mhm.
These have been kind of referred to by Arthur Haynes as intruders, but now this lady is using that same lingo to explain
Right.
a similar element.
Right. And this is the rebels' home.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
other things
perhaps he created more things in character. Perhaps he created more things that are causing more intruders.
Thought that I had left this behind. Thought left this behind me.
why are you trying to do a voice?
No, I should never try to do a voice. Thought that I left this behind me.
Well, you're the master now.
Stop calling me that.
And to be
Chilling boss.
clear, she did not seem to recognize him as such after conversation. She
Right.
called him the master and then seemed to have enough intellect to understand that they are not the same person. She, in fact, also was curious to know if you are an intruder.
But we couldn't be. Or are we? Perhaps we should ask her if she knows where the intruders are coming from. If she's willing to answer that.
He's not going anywhere.
Do you go back to her then?
I do.
We're starting to walk towards her.
Mm-hmm.
I grab Zach and kind of pull him aside. It's like, okay, listen. So I've been working with this a lot, and I've taken 2 psychology classes, and sometimes there's bacteria that get in the water that make these people go crazy. And from
Right.
their old age, these 2 guys, one's called him a master or something like that. So I'm just saying that things are getting kind of deeper than we're supposed to deal with here, and I think you should arrest this lady and we should go home. This is way above our pay grade right now.
And I don't think we're getting paid for this.
Why am I here then? This is a job.
I was under the impression this was a school credit situation for you and the other kid.
Oh my god.
I'm getting scammed!
Honestly, I'm surprised any of you are here.
We're here to do good. To stop.
I mean,
You
I
old man.
technically got paid.
Oh my god. We are
What
going
did
to die. These people are going to eat us.
Do you have a Jackie Daytona shirt on? Fucking flawless.
Yeah. I didn't mean to show it off. I cannot get my camera to center.
Get a hold of yourself, young man.
So you
You
walk
talking
up.
about I got
to the-
paid.
You walk up to the old lady, Erica.
Yes.
What do you say to her?
I Sorry about all this hassle. You said intruders. Do you happen to know where they're coming from, by chance?
As much as I would love to help you, I am not going to.
It's because of the handcuffs, isn't it?
It really is.
Fancy that.
Kinda looks back at the detective. I'll see
Did you
what I
see
can
the
do.
kitchen, Miss Erica?
I haven't been in there.
Come with me. Let's go see why she's under arrest. Field trip back in the house, everybody. We'll go have a look at
She's not in
the
bathroom.
head that had all the garlic dug out of its mouth.
Just holds that up, shoves it in her face.
This is why she's under arrest. Look at how cleanly she got the fucking head off. This woman does not belong in public society.
I
Well,
go
that's
sit
why
down.
she was trapping herself here in the house.
What was that, Jody?
I go sit down on the statue and just kind of start panicking. Just trying
Okay.
to pull himself together.
Fair.
Can we have one game where Jody's character doesn't have trying to break
No.
in the fetal position?
No, absolutely not. That doesn't sound fun to me at all. What's the point
All
of
right.
making a traumatized Jody?
Granny, for not giving me a name. That's you now.
Yeah, sure.
Tell me what it is you need to fix.
Oh, yeah, if you move the body, then, well, unfortunately, the meat won't keep.
The meat of a dead body in the bathroom upstairs?
That's right. And it will become unpure. And then, similarly to what happened to Bill there, well, it will start to manifest.
Is that why it didn't smell?
No, why would it smell? It was never a person to begin with.
Because it's an intruder.
That's right.
Oh shit. She just starts scribbling.
Lady, you told me yourself it's meat. You're telling me that thing in the back room that came from a similar circumstance?
It's meat.
Why shouldn't it spoil?
If you place meat in a position where it belongs, it keeps. It's the point of a larder.
I haven't been folding my steaks correctly, is what you're telling me.
Correct. And you probably haven't been salting them either. Have you ever heard of that? You hang meat
Salt,
and
sure.
and what happens when you hang meat?
It
Just
depends.
because-
Is it in a smoker or...
Just because of your pedantry and your lack of understanding of how meat is made to keep, doesn't mean that I'm wrong.
You can dry age meat. I have had that.
You're...
She's traveled.
This is out of character. I am so frustrated with mine. It has zero smell. There's no scent to it at all. But it's still meat.
Well,
Okay.
a quick note. Nobody ever went and smelled the gooey guy, and I've never said that it had a scent. The only reason that room smells like
I
death...
wasn't looking for a scent on it.
Right, it didn't become more smelly when that thing died, because Bill was already
We
dead
tried to
then.
take a picture of it, decided it was gross and it wasn't worth our trouble.
Yep. Seemingly, as of yet, like those pictures that were taken of the carcass upstairs, who knows how those will turn out.
Whatever.
Oh
Here's the
no.
deal. Granny,
Yeah.
I let you out of the handcuffs.
Okay.
You cooperate,
Sure.
fix what you have to. The boy upstairs, like it or not, rules or not, unharmed completely.
I am not attempting to harm anyone here. They just need to follow the rules. If you go into a space where an intruder is likely, you're going to have to deal with an intruder. And when intruders come to your house and you kill them, the best you can get out of them is an enjoyable meal.
That math adds up to me.
Cuffs off. You cooperate. boy is safe.
She starts heading up the stairs
Or
on the right
I
side.
shoot you dead.
Again, you could have led with that and it wouldn't have mattered. She says. She walks up the stairs and you're just like... She gets upstairs, she goes into that room and into the bathroom.
While we're going out, I'll give the cop the bag with the guns because I'm not very good with guns. Or with the guns. Like, here you go, bud. You're
I
better at
still
shooting
want to
these things
slap
than
you.
me.
I don't want to hit you so bad, but I don't know what you're
I
hitting.
want to take out my rage on this old lady. That I want to commit to this old lady.
I've got
I'm gonna put
rage
it on
in
you.
so many outlets I'm not allowed to put them into.
Old lady, college kid. I mean, college kid would be fine. You can be a college kid.
So there's a window over there. It sounds pretty cool.
Frank it.
That Barrett guy is probably getting just
Absolutely murdered right now.
just 10 days to Sunday.
He's so fucking dead.
That guy's getting wrecked outside.
He's like,
Yeah,
I'm getting
so
away! Oh.
You know what?
I'm-
Take it out on that door, I guess.
I'm following
Since y'all
following
flew
Granny
over.
upstairs.
You'll see her very carefully kind of like move the body into what looks to you like an arbitrary pose. Like it was not really changing much what she did. Seems like she just shifted the leg back into the bathtub and kind of set it to seat. It
The
doesn't even
recovery
look,
position.
It does. Well, no, I would say it's kind of like a very strange kind of like arch, and like her cutting seems to have been deliberate to allow it to kind of fold in ways it normally wouldn't, right? And so when you kind of look at it, it doesn't look like it's like forming any kind of specific, you know, shape. It just looks like it's a strange but seemingly arbitrary position that the body's been put into. And this being your first time seeing it, when you get to it, it does have a kind of, because it was shifted a little while ago, it has a glisten to it that's almost like the kind of glisten of chicken fat, kind of left to chill in like room temperature.
Ugh.
So when she moves it back, she's like, thank you, by the way. It's been such a waste.
You've been eating these things?
Well, yes.
Where do they come from?
I will show you if you'd like.
Yeah.
She
Do
heads
that.
back out to the room and then down the steps.
You guys are welcome to follow.
She,
Starts following.
she walks.
John, I got maybe 15 minutes.
Yep. She walks out the back door and heads out onto the beautiful kind of stone backyard. And once she's there, with presumably everybody,
Yeah.
Mhm.
she
Yeah.
points at the fountain. Of course, the gateway. Unfortunately, because of the Pinkertons' meddlings, they're a bit more erratic than they were when Gabriel was trying to seal them be.
When Gabriel's trying to what?
Seal them.
Seal them.
Yes. He was a student of older, more potent methods of seeming. One
Evening.
horrible creature came forward one dark night. This was a long time ago. And some very unfortunate travelers on the road were met out by it. Very horrible circumstance, to be sure. That is when he was most determined. And that is when the townsfolk started to rile against him, thinking he was not of God. But here we stand. All of those.
So Gabe.
Good.
So he would say. So Gabriel created the mirrors,
Well,
and it drew in. You said a dark night and others, and then he tried to seal them off.
he sealed the mirrors and made the mirrors, yes, to combat that entity that sprang up that horrible night. I came to be employed in his service soon thereafter. His son was very sickly, but was handsome enough to get himself a wife and have his own child. It was not that long ago that the master came to Nelson. He and the grandson and some others did some very vile things here, but not of their own accord. The master says he did not know what he was doing on sealing Gabriel's work, and that he strove to fix it.
This was recently.
Oh, it was in the 20s, so. Then he left and told me to make sure that the house was maintained. I was not aware of it, but someone at the town council sold the house, thinking that it was dispossessed. Some people had wandered around inside of the house. I did not know what they wanted, so I just remained scarce. Unfortunately, in my current state of being, I don't really have much in the way of means of talking to certain people.
Arthur would say, but I came to Nelson 30 years ago, and I uncovered the mirrors. And I think I accidentally let out intruders and tried to fix it. But I'm not the master.
Okay. That's fine. I just know that the master left soon after that by stepping into the gateway.
What gateway?
She gestures back at the fountain again.
Oh shit.
I'll walk over to
Where does the
fountain.
gateway lead?
Hold on, you said you're walking over to the fountain?
Yep.
She says, very kind of loudly, trying to cut you off, please, don't look into the mirror. Don't look into it.
As a brand to a brand.
I'm
Brad.
like, I look around it. I don't see a mirror as I'm looking around at the statue in the water.
Even from this distance, like before you kind of get to a point where you can actually see like the water.
Yeah.
Like as you're kind of approaching it, you can see the reflection of the trees perfectly on the completely still water of the fountain.
Oh, okay.
I have my camera out taking pictures, by the way.
Of course.
Where does the gateway lead?
I don't know. I've never gone through it. I stay clear of it as the master's rules are important. It is one source that is confirmed to allow for the intruders to pass through. So true.
Then shouldn't it be destroyed?
If you wish to try, I suppose you can, but I never thought to do it. I just tried to keep others away from it. Unfortunately, the Pinkertons, who bought this house, couldn't hear me. And then when they did what they did, well, the whole town of Nelson just started to change.
They couldn't or wouldn't hear you.
Oh, they couldn't hear me, no.
Oh.
Like I said, only certain people can hear me, but only now more prominently since I am no longer being held back.
How do you mean? What's holding you back?
I don't know how to explain it other than if you know the worlds that you live in more fully, you'll understand that there are people who are always trying to help you or harm you. Some of them you won't see them. That does not mean that they're not there. I've been in this house for a very long time.
How long?
I don't know. I just know that I've seen many a people move through it. More so of late. And unfortunately, folly has befallen all. Except for Derek. And, well, there was a couple before that lived here for a time. After the Pinkertons came here and did what they did.
What did they do?
They opened the gate. And now they maintain it.
The Pinkertons maintain it?
Yes, I believe they're trying to open it more widely.
To let more intruders through.
I don't know what's happening in the heart of town, but there's a ever-present strange buzzing sound, even now. Do you not hear it?
I'll
Don't
give a
believe
listen.
so.
Do we hear it?
And she'll kind of point, and you can see the hill, right, where your car is parked. It's misty that way, but sunlight seems to be coming into this space, so it's kind of like a very strange kind of, you're in a donut of clear, and the mist is all around you. And when she points kind of in that direction, beyond it, and I'll move us back to the big map real quick. Let's see if I can crash out.
Would be
no.
convenient timing.
Okay, good. I was about to
Ooh.
say. So
Not yet.
you are located here.
Yeah.
She is pointing out this way.
Mm.
Where?
And when you look out
Okay.
there,
Mhm.
and when she points out that way, through the mist, you can see what looks like a very tall radio tower with strange dishes on it, which Arnie, you would recognize, is a television broadcast. It's a broadcaster for television signals.
Got that, Jody?
I would want to. I would try to get as much information looking from afar as I can. And
Yeah, it
share
looks
with
like
the group.
it's kind of hodgepodge. It definitely looks like radio towers were kind of diablerized for it, but it definitely does look like a functional and currently operating based on the lighting TV tower.
Spooky.
In our backlog, we understand that there was a emergency alert that seems to have broadcast from an unknown source. And there's also been strange kind of notifications that have been popping up ever since.
Mm. And that's presumably where it's from.
Potentially so, yeah.
Suppose that might be where we need to check out next.
I don't suggest leaving the house. You must understand the intruders are everywhere now. And there are some that are not intruders, that run around with guns and weapons. Some of them have wound up on the property, and some of them have fought skirmishes on the property amongst themselves. A very great and dire sense of distrust has arisen in the town of Nelson. An unfortunate matter, to be sure, but I suggest you just remain here with me.
Well, that does sound lovely, but we did get an emergency broadcast, and that is part of why we're here, to
It's a trick.
inspect it.
It's a trick, I'm sure. A trap. You probably should just settle up here and protect yourselves. I know full well that the angels of Nelson will be a problem for you if you remain outside at night.
How have you survived here so long? If
I
there's so many of them all over the town,
I've stayed in the
Wouldn't they
house.
wouldn't they overrun the house?
They have yet to be able to do so, thanks to the protections we have.
Did the master ward the house?
He did.
I would
Seems like he
Just
could have
on a
done a better
whim.
job.
take out the ghost finder and see what it's doing. Just try to turn it on and see what happens.
Yeah, it's kind of like not really much doing anything unless you're pointing it at the fountain.
What's it doing? I point at the fountain.
It's kind of like making very kind of loud screeching, and since it's an audio device, you listen to it kind of a little bit more and kind of change the frequency a bit, and it comes to a point where you start hearing screaming from hundreds and hundreds of voices, all in unison.
It's never done that before.
Starts writing.
It actually seems to affect the old lady to a point where she's like, starts with like a cringe and then kind of like visibly kind of like is looking at you like she means you
I'd turn
harm.
it off.
Okay. Stan, spot hidden real quick.
Hidden. 87.
Okay.
You know what? I got some luck. I'll spend 22.
Okay. She looked like she was reaching towards her apron, and you realize you didn't give her a full pat down, and you would
Right.
note that she has
It's a 50s.
right. It looks like she has a very large, broad-bladed, like cutting knife in her apron that would have been very hard for you to catch just visually, unless she was going for it. But it looked like she was going for it while Arnie was playing the hits, but he shuts it off.
Oh, you guys get the Scream Network out here?
You get the infernal screaming of hell and the void. Wow, very cool.
Wow. And that's only happening while he's pointing it at the fountain, correct? Alright.
Lydia goes. She's not like totally human. I can't be the only one getting that vibe.
She definitely has a physical property to be able to murder and cook and cut and clean people.
And be handcuffed.
Yes.
And she said earlier that she's not allowed in the basement.
She's not
Yep.
allowed in the basement. The master said she can't go in the basement.
Sounds like we need to go into the
I
basement.
think we need to go into that basement.
I mean, I want to go see what's on the other side of that fountain, but I think that's probably a really bad idea.
Go look in the fountain.
I know. I mean, you know, young Arthur would have been all over that shit. You got the double mirrors going, and nope, not this time.
Do you know anything about have any like crosses laying about the house?
If you mean to ask about the World Cross, I was specifically never told where to find them or what they look like.
Master guy's tricky.
He sounds smart.
That reminds me.
No wonder
Riley.
he looks like a handsome devil.
There are 2 people living in this house. You owe each of them an apology.
Who?
One of them standing right next to me.
Why do I?
The
owe
other
them
one, I hope
apology?
to goodness, is upstairs in his bedroom.
Oh, the little boy.
Derek.
He-
And that's about my time. I'm gonna stop
Okay.
video
See, Chloe,
and sneak out.
Hi.
I
Sorry,
will
guys.
replace you. It's okay.
I'll leave like this up and running so you don't have to screw with.
Oh, I can
soon.
do it. Like if you don't.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
do it then. Bye. Good luck. Good game.
GG.
Everything's out of order. Um, okay, perfect. So, from there, however you'd like to proceed. She would also say she's not allowed in the master's room.
Okay.
Guessing that's one of the the rooms that we haven't explored yet.
Where's the master's room?
It's upstairs.
For second floor? Third floor?
Second floor. There's no third floor.
Just checking.
You'd also look up out from here and you would notice that it doesn't look like there'd be very much space for there to be a attic space because of the nature of the it's almost like a church looking at it from the back.
Hmm.
Would look at Erica. Master's room, then basement?
Might as well.
Okay, so if you head back inside, she'll follow you in, but then she'll kind of move towards the kitchen if Dan doesn't stop her. The presumption will be, since he's freed her of her cuffs, he's kind of just going to keep an eye on her. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
the question is
Okay.
whether we want her to stay with us or not. But
Well, she can't go into the master's room.
That's true.
so-
can we just say that Stan is gonna watch over her and prevent her from getting into trouble?
Perfect. So when you get back,
Any
she'll
more
just be
murder?
cutting up on the counter space, and
Yes,
No!
that's fine. That's fine.
you all can eat him. Okay, not that. So we'll go back to the map. Interior, and boom. And
Eric is suddenly a vegetarian.
Mhm.
You're being a little baby. You're being a little baby. So
Yeah, see that.
be about it.
So
Mashed
is it?
potatoes!
There's a
I
hallway
am.
here? Is there one on there? There's one on both sides. Okay.
Yeah.
So wait a second there, young Riley. Is it Riley? No, it's Arnie, right?
No, it's Riley.
Forget me.
Riley. Wait. Oh, you kids look alike.
See, you did smart way. You
Have
just
we
had to-
opened up?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was
Have
gonna
we
say,
opened up these doors?
No.
We've opened up. There's 2 doors on this floor that haven't been opened. The door to your left.
This one and this one.
Right.
Okay. So let's look. Okay. Aren't. Go
I
ahead.
will swing this door open. It's locked.
You will not. It is locked. And also, when your hand touches it, you
Yeah.
look down at it and you realize you have the same gross goop on your hand that you had before.
Ooh, double curse.
Am I double cursed?
Ah, it's so great.
Which the
I
way,
love
Maybe it
it.
cancels it. Maybe it cancels it out.
the way that it multiplies is that it extends the duration by double.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Okay. Let's leave that door alone there. That doesn't look good. We don't want to touch
That's got to be
that.
the master's bedroom.
We need to find a key. What about this other bedroom?
The door
Yeah.
actually, as a heads up, the door is actually very, very ornate. It looks like the frame of a mirror, a standing mirror, was used
God.
as the basis for the door, and wood insert was kind of put in, and it was all kind of solid and oaky. But the mirror outline frame to Arthur looks very familiar. Looks like the standing
Yeah.
mirror that you received from your old compatriot, one.
Does it look lock
Fitzgerald.
pickable?
It does. It looks like it has a key lock, simple key lock.
Is it possible to take a rag out and wipe the goop off the door handle?
I'll wipe it off with my shirt.
Do you wish to, Andy?
Well, he said he's going to wipe it off on his shirt.
Okay, so it's all over your shirt.
Yeah.
You're like, I mean, I'm not gonna risk it if he's already got the biscuit.
I mean,
I would like to try my auto lock pick thing.
Sure.
So it makes it a 40%. So let's see if I can roll below 40. Hey, let's go.
Nice
It
job.
unlocks.
Clickety clackety. Oh
You are
boy.
so impressive.
You open
Thank
up
you.
the room, and you would see that
Oh.
outside you saw there was a balcony on the second floor
Hmm.
and windows that look like they're walkout windows. Um, a very lavish looking master bedroom. Arthur, to you, the taste is perfect. So even though it looks a certain way, whatever your mentality of like an immaculate, like opulent room in Arthur's head would be, this room looks it. And one thing
So
that
are you saying then, John, that if Arthur were to like furnish his own
ma-
ideal room, this is what it would look like?
this is what it would look like.
Oh boy.
And you would
Okay.
see that the wall is covered with, on the western wall, it is covered with books. And a lot of
Yes,
them look
baby.
like very much the case, Arthur Haynes, like your own personal library, but
Oh,
with
Christ.
a very large extension of matter to it.
A large extension of what?
Matter. There's more books.
Okay, there's more books, okay.
Like there's like, oh man, I really wish I had this one tome of lore regarding, and there it is. Like if you were able to purchase any book that you'd ever wanted to find, or find any book that you were missing, this is what it would look like. Strangely, there's one section of books alone, kind of in the center of the room, and those books all appear to be boring and trite town histories. Like town ledgers or things you'd find at like a chamber of commerce of a town that explain the history of these towns.
Just about Nelson?
Nelson is one of them. Another
Oh,
town
okay.
listed is a town called Baiko. Another town listed is a town called Mandela. Another town listed is called Berenstain. Another town listed is called Berenstein. And there's just a very large list of books
So
that all to
the
be
other
town.
the other names don't seem familiar, so he would pick up the Nelson one, and then he heard that lady who doesn't have a name yet said Baiko, so he'd pick up the Baiko one.
Yep. And you'll notice that they look like they are bound and kind of conditioned similarly. And they both appear to be towns in God, what state are we in? Massachusetts. And in opening them, you come to realize, according to the map, they are in the exact same position on the map. However, in the Baiko one, on the map that it shows and like its surroundings, Arkham is spelled without an H.
Goddamn. Now he's curious, so he's going to pick up the next one, which you said was Mandela.
Every
open that one up.
single one of these books, which will each have a play on the Mandela effect, specifically has the exact same town and marker. And all of them seem to have a very similar history. And upon realizing it, you understand that they all come from the same year, 1923.
So this Arthur hasn't had any experience with what he's going to call alternate like universes, but I know that's not what you're calling it, right?
Right, sure.
But can he deduce from having these things in front of him and from this idea of intruders that there might be something aligned?
Yeah, you've definitely seen the mirror, right? Like, because even in your
Yeah.
reality, you've seen what
Right.
happens with the mirror. There's a strange mirror space, and one of the mirror reflections comes through it to you. Like, this is something we've seen before, and we understand to have happened to Raymond Revels and also Chandler's character.
Right.
Whose name is right at the tip of my brain, and I'm going to say it out loud right now. Otmar Pinay.
Yes.
There you go. I believe in you.
That son of a gun, Chandler.
So you would know that from what you kind of are looking at, this seems to be a situation where you, based on what the granny said, you was in this house and lived here and appears to have the ability to go through into the mirror into other spaces.
So he would be talking out loud as sort of working this through in his mind and sort of saying to Erica, and this reminds me of, and this is what I think is happening.
I could see that.
That's a
So
frightening
there,
thought.
it is, and perhaps that's where these intruders are coming from, but we don't know which ones.
It seems like this master, whatever it is, has been going to different versions of this place, doing whatever it is it's doing. This place seems to be like some sort of an anchor point. That's about as much as I could understand right now.
But why would the Pinkertons want to open up that space?
Maybe they're part of it, and they figure if they open it up, more people will come out that'll be just like them, and they can take over the world.
If the intruders, yeah, if the intruders took
Like
over
the cannibal
Pinkertons,
vampires downstairs.
Pause. So, do you unlock the door and go out onto the balcony?
I probably wouldn't touch anything.
You can go outside, like it's a door.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
Okay, it doesn't have any weird goop on it or anything. But when you pop out onto the balcony and move to take that picture,
I can't. But
Well,
okay.
you can open
Theater
the
of
window.
mind.
just click on it to open it. Right?
We're fighting for it. You
Oh,
do
it's
it.
actually locked. It's locked.
No, that's the other
One
side.
is.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You step out and you do the thing that you said you were going to do in your side channel. I need you to make a
Yep.
sanity roll.
Oh! Ooh, big stretch!
So you look down there, and for a second you can see a bit of your own reflection from this position. And you don't understand how that's even possible with the angle. And you don't really want yourself to be in the shot, so you very quickly kind of maneuver so that it's no longer there. And sure enough, you're able to find an angle where you can't see yourself, and you're able to take the picture without a problem.
Okay, I just wanted to see what it would do. I wouldn't think, like, I was trying
Oh.
to do it cinematically. While they were talking, I'm kind of looking around,
Yeah, yeah.
being like, oh, okay,
No,
whatever,
absolutely.
blah, blah, blah.
But looking at the mirror's water from that kind of angle forced the...
That's what I was wondering would happen, but I think that's what he would do.
Yeah, no, and perfect. So again, to you, nothing weird happened there. The sanity
yep.
roll is basically like you saw yourself in the mirror at an angle you shouldn't have been able to see it so clearly, but you don't think much of it because of what the lady said. It's a very perfect mirror.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, go ahead.
So back to it.
Oh, you're good.
You were looking at the books, Erica.
Yes.
Very similar to Arthur's library. You've seen it like this before. I think someone dipped into the bathroom as well.
Yeah, I did.
Nothing crazy in there. It's like a
Are
very
there
beautiful
any, like,
bathroom.
knickknacks or anything on the bookshelves?
Like trinkets and what have you.
Yeah.
I would say there's like a very strange old bottle of chemical that seems to be like used in kind of like artifact kind of cleaning. That looks like the bottle is empty, and it looks like it says like highly flammable on it. This doesn't really mean much to you, but when Arthur sees it, he would recognize this was one of the elements or one of the things in his workspace when he engaged with the intruders that was present that he was going to use as a explosive element to it. You go into the wardrobe, kind of walk-in closet, Riley.
Yeah.
Very lavish. Opening up the wardrobe doors, very, very nice clothing. Some of it in very strange styles that are just slightly weird. And what I mean by that is like, if in our world, or as we understand it, like high kind of like starched collars is the fashion of the times. It may be the case that like, you know, popped collars or some other kind of neck look would be there, but just slightly different. Like very strangely and noticeably different, but like not to like the grandiose kind of like, weird scale that you'd be like, this isn't normal. Just strange, eccentric.
Gotcha. Okay. So no wallets or crosses in here.
Oh, no, not that you can see.
What's this over here?
No, great question. So this looks like it is a dresser, but it looks like the bottom layers of it, um, the shelves, if you will, uh, that would be what they're called.
Oh, fancy.
It looks like they're kind of caulked, like they're off of their rails.
Hmm. So they'd be a little bit more difficult to pull open.
Yeah, it
Is what
definitely
you're
is
saying?
going to. You're going to alert Arnie to the fact, like when he's out there, kind of taking his pictures. You start to hear kind of wooden kind of thunking as she's trying to get the drawers open, um, and you're able to pull one. And upon doing so, there's a kind of loud metalish sound as a metal orb kind of rolls from the back of the drawer to the front of the drawer, slamming against the door that you're holding. And looking at it, it appears to
She
be
will scoop that up.
a kind of jeweler's brass, kind of high sheen gold orb that
Mhm.
has like an imprint of the globe on it.
Yeah. She'll scoop that up and hold it up. Arthur,
But
this
what?
this may be what belongs in that statue's hand.
Hold on. You are moving towards the
Maybe?
wardrobe, though, right, Andy?
Yeah, I was just stepping beside.
Did Arthur in the original game wear a hat?
Um, let's say no. This is the older Arthur
Okay.
who took that up.
Okay. Strangely enough, like one of the very first hats you remember kind of like wearing and possibly have at home is seated neatly on a hat rack, like just near the front of that wardrobe, along with other hats that you don't recognize as much.
He went in a different fashion sense.
Yeah, this is a glowed up Arthur, clearly.
Well, a lot of these hats, like when you look at them, they look cool, but some of them also look strange. Like I was mentioning with the collars, right? The fashion of the hats are very different. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe the tricorn was really, really popular, right? In this idea of like fashion, and so it's like a pizza wedge shaped hat. Like the brim is like specifically designed
Mm-hmm.
in like a brim, other than just being a regular like fedora. So there are
Right.
these
So
weird.
I mean,
But
not from here. This had maybe this is not from here.
correct.
So that's what I'm getting. So
A world traveler.
uh, worlds,
He's
worlds
very
traveler.
World traveler?
worldly.
Oh.
Is this place like some sort of like well, Hellmouth,
Oh
Pink-
yeah, you haven't been in the basement yet.
right?
Oh god. Spoiler.
Yeah.
If you'd like, we can go ahead and fast track a little bit.
Mhm.
Searching the room more fully, in the side table on the right side of the bed, which Arthur, if you were to be in a bed with another person, I'm assuming Arthur has had some relationships in his
Sure.
history. The right side of the bed is your favorite side of the bed. But you
Arthur
check
probably got like 8 kids.
that we don't know, like the
Yeah.
it's like Indiana
Hey.
Jones. It's like,
No.
you go to the drawer and open it up, and inside there's a beautiful, pristine kind of jeweler's brass cross, and the cross does appear to depict the effigy of Christ on it.
Okay.
The
And just-
orb and the cross look like they are.
Orb and the cross, yeah.
They look like they are the right, correct size for the
I
Gabriel
would
statue.
pull out my rubbings and confirm size.
Yeah, you lay them out on the page and it's perfect. And then if you're kind of quickly kind of drawing some etchings of them as well, you just kind of capture the element of it. Do you wish to then proceed down to the Gabriel statue? And
Oh yeah.
okay. You would then place them into the Gabriel's hands, the angel's hands, and it doesn't really matter which position, first, second, and all that and what have you. It's the point of. Oh, where did your? Oh, you guys are outside.
Yeah.
Are we outside? What?
Hold on.
On the bottom floor map.
I was like, where are they? I got it. Old lady's not there though.
She's busy.
Yeah.
You would, hear that there's some sounds coming from the kitchen, and Stan is obviously there at the kitchen, and you place the cross in the hand, you place the orb in the hand, and you hear a loud kind of rumbling sound from the angel statue, like mechanisms underneath it are doing something. You then hear a loud thud from behind the angel, like behind the wall that the angel is seated in front of, mind you. And then the front panel of the plinth that the angel is standing on drops down. Inside, you see 3 items. Item number 1 appears to be a kind of scroll of some sort, like a parchment made of papyrus, kind of wrapped up tightly and bound with some sort of ancient kind of twine. Second, you would see that there is a skeleton key that looks like it would probably fit in most of the key slots you've seen in this space. I didn't mention it with Derek's room, but it does have a locking mechanism, but you have to have the key to lock it. You can't just lock it without the key. It's kind of more of those old style key mechanisms.
Yeah.
And then lastly, the very last thing that's present here is a Bible that appears to have a dozen or so pages inserted into the front. Quite a decent amount of just parchment kind of stuck in the front section, like near Genesis, and then more pages in the back.
Near Revelations, I'm assuming.
If you pick up the book and look at the first page, you'll see in Arthur Haynes' handwriting, "We are not done with our work," is what it states on that first page, or on the insert. And then beneath that is a signature that looks pretty close to your signature, but just a bit off. If you take these 3 items and move around to the outside to where the ornate door was, you'll come to find that it has fallen away and is open to a dark
Adventure
staircase leading down into the basement. And that's where we'll end the session for tonight. We will not be running next week due to Gen Con, but we should be able to pick up the week following. So those that are watching, we'll see you then. And have a good night.
Bye.